Ministry of Corporate Affairs came with something what you call as the listing of companies in permissible jurisdictions rules, and in January 2024. So the ball was set rolling from Jan 2024. In the late 90s and early noughties were when a lot of these startups ecosystem started to bloom. Of course, now we have reached the pinnacle of the startup movement. But that was when India started realizing that it can become a service hub for the world, right? They would like to exit, and they would like to exit in their currency. So, in fact, we have been receiving the requests which I said we have been receiving are from those companies where these Ps and VCs have already been, have invested. So they would like to unlock their value. These companies have been doing well, and they would like to unlock their value. So the advantage of this is that you get to list on an international exchange where you will get international investors, and the visibility of your company, it is just going up multi-pronged.
So whatever restrictions are there in other part of the world, those restrictions are not, by and large, not applicable here. So here they will have more flexibility to invest their funds wherever they want to and get better returns than they are getting normally. So this is going to be a very attractive scenario for NRIs, who will be, because we will be in any case, even if it is technically outside India, but this is part of India. So they will also feel more connected with these companies and the products which we are going to launch. And we have already some products we have already been launched. So I am very sure that this is going to benefit all those NRI communities and OCI also.
So in some sense, it's a very welcoming kind of a jurisdiction, and clearly a great initiative for welcoming more investors from the developed world as well. In fact, not only the developed market investors, also a very large Indian expat community of NRIs which are spread over all these financial centers. They're also looking at GIFT City with a lot of curiosity. As we expand more products, start listing more investment opportunities, which I think will start this year because government and IFSCA has now established a direct listing regime, and we are going to see more and more Indian investors who are going to avail GIFT City listing or NSE International Exchange listing.
And that sea change will increasingly bring in investors, right, from both the domestic market and international markets to where the investment opportunities are the most attractive, right? It's a transformation on cost to invest, and we think that this will be good for investors and good for markets in general.
Now you have NSE IX and India INX, and a foreign company can also list on these exchanges. So since a foreign company can also list, we needed to bring the best of world practices for this. So what we did was we managed to go through a lot of foreign offer documents, studied a lot of frameworks which are international, and then we have come out with one framework called the new listing regulations, which encapsulates all these things in terms of lock-in and other issues. So one small piece that was remaining was the minimum public dilution, because you don't have such strenuous things which are there in domestic India. Because in India you need to dilute 25% of your, 25% of your post-trade-up capital needs to be with the public. So here the requirement was 10, because that was what came after our consultation. So what we have done is that since we have sort of benchmarked our regulations to international regulations, all these things are very light touch. So we believe the investors and the issuers will be able to sort of arrange certain things out. But nonetheless, what we have done, while we have ensured that the credibility of the jurisdiction also stays intact, because we don't want a pass-through, right? But the advantage will be that the strenuous requirements which are there domestically are not there here. So what we believe, because of these listing regulations, is that we expect a lot of companies, Indian companies, unlisted companies, to first list, while we are also working with SEBI to allow listed companies in India to also list, but that will take some time because of certain SEBI rules and regulations which also need to be ensured post-issue compliance. But for the time being, and in fact, very interestingly, I should tell you that already we have been receiving inquiries from companies, and these companies are located in various places like Singapore, US. They've showed interest in listing in the IFSC exchanges. So we are pretty excited. This is going to be it's going to open a very new chapter as far as listing by Indian companies is concerned.